Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So, I wanted to point out a couple of things because, of course, everybody knows that Shannon has his channel, Club Shay Shay, but then he also has a separate channel, Nightcap, that he co-hosts with Chad Ochocinco. And so they talk about a variety of things, sports, the latest news, entertainment news, things of that nature, things that go viral, blah, 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 blah. So they just have like a good old time on their show. And so a recent show that they did, they part of that show, they react to a video, and then Shannon begins to talk about his perspective on today's women. And I'm gonna let it play. It's 16 minutes, so I'm not gonna let the whole thing play, but I'm gonna let part of it play so you can actually hear what he's talking about. And then it's a couple of things to discuss. So without further ado, let me go ahead and let it play.
Go ahead and click that subscribe button below. Ocho, a woman posted a very interesting video this week. Let's take a look at it.
So there's a stat on Facebook, and basically it says men are not obsessed with women like they used to be. Y'all don't find that kind of weird? And to be honest, no, I don't find that kind of weird. So it seems to me like a lot of y'all are now starting to realize that you're either losing value or have lost value from chasing attention. And now that's something that y'all got to deal with, and y'all can't face that fact.
Ocho? Agree, disagree, like slightly that. Agree?
I mean, it varies. It depends. I think men are a little bit more now focused on just themselves,
Behold, a Boost Mobile Unlimited plan at a price that never goes up.
$25 a month forever.
Focus on work, getting to the bag, and allowing the woman to be the last choice of importance, as opposed to how it was before. Chasing the woman, chasing, applying pressure, doing all that. And most of the time, what you have to understand too, is women put up such a front with the chasing and applying pressure, as if there's something that's so different about them as opposed to anyone else that you could deal with. But then when you actually get a hold and you get to learn that individual and you're allowed access, you come to find out, well, God damn, I've been doing all this chasing for this, but you ain't no different than nobody else. It's all the same. At the end of the day, I think men's focal point has changed from chasing women to more focusing on themselves, work, family, if that comes into play. And it's just different now. It's just different now, especially in today's era where we have a lot more women that are in, I hate using the word alpha positions, but they are the men now. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think the thing is, Ocho,
women are the men.
They a lot of women. But see, when you keep saying, I don't need a man, I don't need a man, then you convince yourself. And then you want to be masculine because you think you can talk to them. At the end of the day, that's still a man. And I'm not saying, look, I'm old and know how my grandmother and how I saw everybody raised. See, these women today, they talk about, oh, I want to be treated like my mom and my great grandma got to treat, but y'all don't behave like that. Y'all ain't cooking. Y'all ain't cooking no meal every day. When my grandfather got home at lunch, meal on the table. He got home at dinner, meal on the table. He ate first. It wasn't no arguing back and forth. When my grandfather said they can, they did. When he said they couldn't, they couldn't. But y'all, I'm gonna do me. Okay, well, do you? I don't have to be a part of it. And so I think the thing is that they've convinced themselves they don't need a man until they need a man. And then you 20, now you 45, now you 50. Now your options are limited.
Right. Yeah. I don't think women understand that the options are limited, especially today, especially what they want. When you look at their expectations and what they expect and what they're looking for, it's very hard. It's very hard to
No,
get.
Ocho, it's not hard. But here's the thing. What you want gotta want you.
Oh.
See, that's the problem.
True.
Okay, you want a guy. Oh, he need to be over 6 foot tall. Oh, he needs to make six figures. Oh, he need to do this.
Right.
Well, every time you throw out something that he needs to be, you a percentage, 15, 20%. So now you down to 5%. That 5% of the man that you want, that's over 6 foot tall, that has a nice body, that makes six figure, that's well to do. Does he want you?
And right there, okay, right there is where we're going to leave it off. Because now you're getting to hear you, and I'm talking to the chicks that think that the guys on the internet that say this kind of stuff are just saying it because they're losers, because they don't have the money, because they don't have access to certain women, because they're not that guy, because they're not, they don't have the money, they don't have those looks, they don't meet the criteria, so they're whining about the criteria. The chicks that think that, here are two men that actually meet it. Two black men that actually meet all of those criteria. They got the body. So these are not two fat guys, that ain't never had access to women before. We heard Shannon's access. Shout out to Michelle. Okay. We heard Shannon's access. So, they're saying that the women nowadays they lack the character that it would take in order to attract the kind of men that they say that they want to attract. And he's hitting on, okay, you want certain treatment that, the grandmas got, while at the same time bad mouthing these women. But you want the grandpa, the man of old that used to come home and just hand his wife the check. Well, he was handing her the check because 9 times out of 10, she was just paying the bills with the money. She wasn't misappropriating his money. So when he came to come get some of it, it was actually there, or he could see what she did with it. Okay, the lights keep flicking on, so you paying something somewhere. The gas come on, so you paying something somewhere. The heat ain't on in here. Ain't nobody came and tried to put us out. So the rent got paid, or the mortgage got paid, or whatever needed to be paid get paid. I can see the kids got their school clothes. So I can see what you did with the money. I see that you did it. The refrigerator's back full, so I know that you went grocery shopping. Or I was with you that day when we went grocery shopping to help you with all the bags because it was a lot. So you want that treatment, yet you are not doing anything that those women did. You feel that the things, the actions that those women took are beneath you because those women were abused and they were pick-me's and they were mammies and they were stupid. Those were stupid women who didn't know their worth, according to y'all. So now you get to hear it from men that actually meet the criteria. It's a lot of women lined up for Chad. It's a lot of women lined up for Shannon or men like them. The men may not quite be as wealthy because we are talking about 2 millionaires sitting and having this conversation, but that actually speaks to it as well because we're looking at 2 millionaires have this conversation. This is what I was talking about when I said that sometimes some men, not all the men, but some men think that your money is supposed to attract a better woman, or it's supposed to make the women docile, or it's supposed to make the women more compliant to you because you have money. And this is what I was saying, like some men think that their authority come from their money, and it don't. That's why I was trying to dispel that myth. And I got some pushback in my comment section from a couple of guys. No, men don't think that. Some men do. Some men do. They tied their authority. Well, I pay and I got this money, so you gotta act right. No, she don't. Because if she's not gonna act right, she not gonna act right. The money don't make a hyena a lioness. It only makes her more of a hyena. That's all that it does. But that's all that does. A lioness gonna be that. That's because that's what she is, not because the man that she with got a certain dollar amount that makes her turn into that. Okay? This is why I be saying, and I be getting a little bit of pushback too when I say lionesses don't like men that lead with money because we can't be bought. We don't like that, because now you're trying to put a price on something that's actually priceless, which is me being a lioness, coming in doing all the stuff that you complain women don't do. I actually do that stuff, and I do it genuinely. I'm not even coming in here trying to like fake like I'm doing it, or you know what I'm saying, front for a while to get you real. Like, it's not even like that. I would do this in any situation. I would do this just because that's who I am as a woman. That's who I am as a woman. That's who lionesses are as women. That's just who we are as women. Just like hyenas are gonna be hyenas regardless. She gonna talk. You don't think Shannon and Ocho has had a woman talk to them crazy? Chad just had a messy situation that I don't know the details to, but I know she was tripping out. It was a few you know how to have Instagram posts and this, that, and the third about what she did and what she was saying and all of that. I wasn't paying too close of attention to it because sometimes stuff just be a little bit overwhelming for me with the social media. But at the same time, he just had an episode. That's the point. You think ain't no woman talk crazy to Shannon? And their money didn't have nothing to do with it. They was dealing with hyenas that was gonna be hyenas regardless. They was going to be entitled. They was going to be smart mouth. They was going to be not operating in a feminine space, trying to get money, trying to get clout, whatever it was they're trying to do. So this is what I mean by a man's authority is not tied to his money. His authority comes along with his positions. So again, for all of those chicks that all these men are complaining about women's standards just because they don't meet them. You don't meet anybody's standards either. And that's the thing that a lot of y'all keep leaving out. Y'all don't meet the standards, because when Kevin Samuels was talking about a baseline of fit, feminine, and friendly, y'all was mad at that. Y'all was mad that he was saying, don't come through obese and all out of shape. You know what I'm saying? Having a nasty attitude and in your masculine energy. Those are baseline things. Those are baseline things. Even when you get a lioness that maybe is not in the best physical shape, if you tell her, listen, this is not a good thing, that she'll 9 times out of 10, the lionesses that I have talked to that may have been overweight, they'll be like, yeah, I know. Yeah, okay, yeah, I do gotta do something. They won't fight you and be like, he should take me as I am. No, it's like, no, yeah, you right. You right, sis. You right, sis. I do got to get on it. I do got to get on it. Like I do have to get on it. I'm going to get on that. I'm going to do something about that because you're right. At least there's some responsibility, accountability somewhere in it. But y'all fought tooth and nail on some baseline stuff. Don't have a nasty attitude. Be in some kind of shape. You ain't got to be a fitness model. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be, just a powerhouse in the gym every day. But all that big gut, you a size 16, 18, that's too big. That's too big. That's too big, mama. It's too big. Everybody ain't gonna be a size 2, but rocking a size 16 and up that's unacceptable. You gotta come down. You gotta come into some regular size clothes. All that back fat rolls, that's not acceptable. You can get rid of that. You can get rid of that. You can have a feminine attitude. You can have a friendlier disposition. Like you can do it. But y'all hyenas don't want to do it. Y'all don't want to do it. And the only time that y'all adopt that is when y'all trying to be chameleons and y'all trying to fake y'all way, finesse y'all way into something. The men that you claim that you want, you do nothing to attract those men. You do nothing. You're not even concentrated on being a good person or a good woman or a woman that even wishes to reciprocate anything good that go on in a relationship. Y'all not ready for no relationships. Y'all are ready for transactions. So that's all that y'all get. It gets to a point where you get too old for that transaction and men are not looking for you for that transaction. And then you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Now you want to cry. Now you want to have all these different epiphanies about what kind of woman you need to be. No, anybody. We done. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess of Crimson Cure. This was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.